Welcome to our second video in our Scratch Skills series. In this video, we're going to be looking at motions, events, and looks. So let's get started. Now I've opened up a new project here. You can see I've got my cat in the middle. And in this video, what I'm going to get the cat to do is I'm going to get him to go for a run just around the screen. We're going to do it in a couple of different ways. And we'll evolve it so that we'll start him by just running around the screen. Then we'll get him doing it with different looks, and then we'll get him doing it automatically. So let's get going. Now the first thing to do is make sure he's selected down here, and if I click him you can see it shows that he's selected. And we're going to go to scripts over here. So make sure it's not on costumes or sound. It'll look different if it is anyway. And click on events. And we're going to start with when the flag is clicked. And I'm going to go back to motion. And now you can use move 10 steps, and you can see he just moves 10 steps. But I find rather than using move, I actually prefer to use change X by 10. Now if you've done maths before, you'll know that on axis, you've got your X, which goes across like this, and your Y, which goes up and down like this. So if we change X by 10, you'll see he goes that way. Now if I change X by negative 10, you'll see he goes that way. So I can manipulate where he goes by using the change. So first thing I'm going to get him to do, I'm going to go back to 10. I'm going to get him to move all the way across. You can see I can keep clicking it like this, and he's eventually going to get all the way across. There's a better way of doing that, and let's go to events and go when space is pressed. Now we're going to change space to right arrow. So if we say change X by 10, now when I push my right arrow, you can see he moves across. I'm going to bring another one in, and I'm going to say change X by negative 10. So you can see now he's going to be going, oops, that's on space, and you say left. Now he goes backwards, and he goes forwards, depending on my push. The last thing we want to get him to do, I'm going to get rid of that now, is we want to go up and down. So we get, sorry, not that one, change, and when space key is pressed, and I'm going to go change Y by 10 and change Y by 10. Now one of these needs to be a negative depending on what we set. So let's say up. So now when I push up, he goes up. And let's say down arrow and make that a negative. So now the goal was to get him to go all the way around the screen. I'm going to bump these up to maybe 30, just so he moves a little quicker. 30, and last one, 30. Okay, so now I should be able to get him to go all the way around the screen. I'm controlling him. And back to where we started. Okay, so that's easy enough. We could see he went all the way around the screen. Let's try now use some controls to make it happen automatically. So this is where controls are great. So what I'm going to say is, how many times did it take me to get him across? So let's click it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's say 13. So 13 times to get him across the screen, roughly. So I'm going to put a repeat in there. I'm going to say 13. And you'll see it kind of happens pretty quick. 13 times. And I'm also going to, zoom this out a little bit. I'm also going to do the same for this repeat. So 13. So now you can see he goes forward and back and he repeats it 13 times. So I don't have to keep pushing it every time. Now we're going to do the same with these. It might not be 13 going up. Let's have a look. Oops. Well, I've already done it. He goes a bit high. Maybe let's go 7. Nope, 8. And we'll say just 7 there for now so he goes back. Alright, I think 8's enough. Yep. So now I can make him go all the way around the screen just by pushing the arrows. So I push 4 keys, he goes all the way around the screen, which is a lot easier. We have other ones we can use here, but let's go with the forever one. And this will be a little bit of fun. I want him to go automatically all the way around the screen, so without me doing anything. So I'm going to put this in here. So he's going to do that. And it's probably better if I duplicate it. So if I right click on that code and go duplicate, you see it comes there. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to right click on that one, duplicate, put it in there. I'm going to right click on that one, duplicate, whoops, put it in there. And right click on that one, duplicate, move him to there as well. Now, I'm also going to tie that to when I click that. What it should do now, when I push that, he should run all the way around the screen forever. Let's try that. Uh-oh, I must have put it in the wrong order. I did. Let's have a look what I did. So he's supposed to go up there on the second one. So that should go there. Let's see now. So I need him to be back in his original position. Let's go. There you go. So now I don't touch anything and he does it all for me. Now, you might be wondering, where would I ever use this? Say you've got a game where the enemy needs to roam around, and if you touch the enemy, you lose a life or whatever. Well, you could use something like this, obviously maybe a little slower. You can add in what's called a wait under our controls. You can have a wait each time, and so it looks like he's kind of patrolling around now. Let's have a look. Once again, put him back to where we started. I need one more at the bottom, don't I? Okay, so we've used some events here, we've used some controls. He's going to keep wandering around. Now, we've got it manually happening here with all of these ones, and give myself a little more room. We've got our manual controls happening here, which are great. And now we've got an automatic control happening here too. But what I'd like to do is have a look at some looks now. So I'm going to stop him when he gets back to the corner. Stop. And I want him to do something new at each corner. So I'm going to say, I want him to say hello for 1 second at that corner. And then I'm also going to get him to change color when he gets to the next corner. And I'm also going to get him to, instead of change color, I'm going to get him to, don't know, let's try pixelate. And then at the last one, I'm going to get him to go size 50. And then what I'll do is I'll change him back to size 100 after a second. All right, let's try that out. Let's see what happens. Hello. Changes color. Pixelates. Small. Uh-oh, he went quite big then, didn't he? Because it said change size by 100. I need to say set size to 100. There we go. He's getting more and more pixelated, as you can see, just because of this one here. Maybe it's better if we go change color. And we'll start it again. Okay, there he goes. So he's going to keep going around and keep changing color as we've got the two color changes in there. And he keeps moving around. So we've got the manual way of doing it here. So if I stop it, you can see I've still got my manual in there as he roams around. And we've got an automatic version here, which does a whole bunch of different looks. Now, the only other really important one in here is the show and hide. So what this is for is if you want him to just pop up in different places, you can have a show in there. So what a hide. So I could say, instead of saying, well, I can have him hide after that. Wait a second and then show again. So he's going to change color now. So it disappears, changes color, and he comes back again. So it disappears, changes color, back again. So that's pretty cool. So this video we've covered out how to move around with your basics, just left or right arrows, and we've looked at how to do it automatically. The last thing I'll say is what's a really important skill, very, very important, well, not even skill, piece of code to have, I think, is I like to make a reset button. And that is, I'll go down to R, and all I do in my reset button is I set to 0, 0, and whatever your starting position is. Say your starting position's down there in the corner, well, you just look at what that is there. So I'll bring that in. So ours was really that. And he may be small like that. What you can do is you can set your size back to 100 as well. And anything else you want to change, you can do it in there. So whenever I have the program running now, let's say I stop it there, and he's gone. You might want to put a show in there as well. Now all I do is push R, and he's back. So no matter where he is, R, he comes back. And it's really handy to have. Just resets the whole project, so you can try do a few more things. And if he, for some reason, stops where he shouldn't be, you can send him back. So I think we'll leave this video there. We're still kind of getting warmed up to Scratch here. So have a go at making that. This should give you the basic skills of how to move a sprite around, how you can do it automatically, and how you can change some colors and, you know, work with the looks. There's heaps of other cool things in here, so have a play with them. You can even, there's another cool one, you can clear graphic effects if you have them on there, but there's heaps in there. Under motion, we might have a look at some more of these in another video, but the most important one here is you're changing your X and Y. So he actually looks like he's moving around. We will experiment with some point towards and some point in the direction of later on when we need them. And events, we also had some important things in there, which was how you can make keys, bind keys to different motions, such as, you know, go left and right and so on. And the core one, which is when the flag is clicked. So I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you in the next video.